evening. All right, well, good evening, everyone. It's a couple minutes after 6 in Gardner. Monday night, it's a work session to discuss 2015 budget initiatives. Cheryl, good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and members of Council. Tonight, we're going to cover the 2015 budget initiative, as well as a few things for 2014. Budget 2015, the roadmap for building community. In 2014, we developed the International City Managers Association best practices of priority-based budgeting. You'll recall that priority-based budgeting is a multi-year planning process that is developed to have desired outcomes or results in mind. You evaluate the results and you adjust the process as needed. As an organization, we've made great strides in implementing the best practice of results-oriented government culture. We are connecting planning, budgeting, and very soon to be measuring and implementation. Last year, you established 4 goals: promote economic development, maintain quality of life, improve fiscal stewardship, and increase infrastructure and asset management. So for the 2014 budget, we're going to talk about those goals and some initiatives we'd like to recommend that we add to the 2014 budget. Under promote economic development, which was your first goal, there are 2 areas that merit attention: the downtown district plan and 175th and I-35. We must build a sustainable, resilient community through diversification of non-residential uses. We've learned in planning that residential doesn't pay its way, even at a $500,000 home. We don't have a community of $500,000 homes, so certainly it doesn't pay its way. So we must diversify. Residents in Johnson County are not looking for more big box opportunities to shop. We must create an experience so that we can attract them to a downtown area. We have to establish and foster synergy. 175th and I-35. One of the things that central cities tend to do is overlook annexation opportunities. And when you overlook annexation opportunities, you become like the steel belt cities of the Northeast. You have a core city. When that doesn't work, you have nothing for your tax base. So we have to create the path and control our destiny by looking at those areas outside of our current city boundaries. Let's talk first about the downtown district plan that we're proposing. Great cities worldwide have great public places. We have to have a place that serves as the heart of the city. We must create that sense of community. It's human nature to have a desire for a gathering place. We have an opportunity in our downtown, if you started our aquatic center, to have the aquatic center serve as an anchor and work back towards City Hall, work to incorporate our library. We have a school, we have a church, we have vacant land that's next to the church, and we have an opportunity also to look beyond that area and look on the other side of 56. We hosted the Secretary of Transportation several months ago here in the city. We talked with the Secretary of Transportation at DOT about looking at 56. We talked about the impediment that it is to our downtown because it's much too much concrete, about creating something that might be easier for our pedestrians to cross. We asked if they would assist us by taking a look at that. They've agreed. They have committed to doing a $75,000 study for which they were willing to spend $60,000. They asked us for a small commitment of $15,000. Creating a downtown district plan allows us to also foster a high level of ownership, and the downtown area just absolutely must represent the unique heritage of the community. It needs to be pedestrian friendly. This proposal to do a downtown plan would go the next step because DOT would do a transportation component, but we need to go beyond that. We need to look at our parcels. We need to look at land use. We need to create visuals, hopefully 3D visuals, that will show us what we can do if we look at the land in our downtown area. 175th and Interstate 35. Gardner's success as a city is going to be dictated by its ability to create a visionary approach to development. This area has great potential for development. By looking at this area, we have the opportunity to strengthen our ability to be proactive and to be a leader on intergovernmental coordination for annexation. When you have quality infrastructure, it serves as a catalyst for economic development. We would be looking to do, as part of this study, a cost-benefit analysis of an integrated land use transportation plan. Well, you might ask, what does that entail? What's an integrated land use transportation plan? We would look at the parcels on the other side of the interstate, make some land use assumptions about what we see could potentially develop there through the assistance of some consultants. You want to look at a high, medium, and low scenario. You want to look at the infrastructure that's needed to support each of those scenarios and make an assessment of the minimum amount you need to make in terms of investment for infrastructure for the greatest yield on land use. That allows us to be more strategic and fiscally responsible in our investments for infrastructure. We would have the ability to then have a unified approach to our infrastructure demands. While we have electric service on the other side, the electric utility service will not suffice for the development opportunities because the businesses really need all utilities. So we need to look at water and wastewater as well as transportation needs on the other side of the interstate. Shovel ready has been kind of the buzzword. It's been the hallmark for grant funding in the past decade. So as a city, when we make an investment in plans, we demonstrate a willingness to play a significant role in our future. And in some grant applications, that's the criteria. So it'll position us for federal, regional, and state grant opportunities. Under increased infrastructure and asset management, 2 projects, Parks Maintenance Building and the police station. Elm Street is key in creating that sense of place for us downtown. Much like what we're getting ready to experience coming up soon, the Festival on the Trail. We have many missed opportunities for events, for festivals, when we don't really look at what we can do for Elm Street, be it close to pedestrians permanently or intermittently for things like First Friday Jazz or First Friday Blues or Second Tuesday Festival. But it's an opportunity for us to look at that. The Parks Building, likewise, is just significantly underutilized. It's an opportunity for a public-private partnership. On the CIP tour that we went on, we talked about the police building and how it's aging. And there are extensive repairs that need to occur there. So we have to balance a continued investment in that facility versus looking at a new facility, looking at grant opportunities for Homeland Security or justice grants to be able to construct a new facility. This study will allow us to determine the best use